So yesterday there was a march for science in Albany. There was actually, I think there were marches for science everywhere yesterday, but I also was in Albany yesterday, as in fact I am now. The day before that I went to a presentation by Kira Couture on methods of ontological remix, at which bioartist Adam Zaretsky said that literature and science were mirrored twins of each other. I think he said one of them was evil. He said both of them were evil. And these things together reminded me of a point that I've been wanting to make for like several years, and I keep putting off articulating the point that art and science are the same thing, or they're versions of the same thing. And I don't mean that in like a wishy-washy everything is the same kind of way. I mean art and science are similar to each other in a way that neither are similar to other things. I'm defining art here in a more narrow sense than I usually would. In this case, I'm referring to art as an institution, the practice of doing or making things with the explicit intention of entertaining, evoking thought, or creating deliberate emotional responses within the context of a known or anticipated audience, with known or anticipated prior knowledge of the aesthetics on which your work is built. Prior knowledge is a pretty loose criterion, but it can be fairly constrained. For example, Felix Gonzalez Torres's Untitled (Perfect Lovers) depends on prior knowledge of the AIDS crisis and the artist's personal life. The Mona Lisa, on the other hand, requires prior knowledge of what humans are. Many artists and many artworks seek to explore and expose truths about the world and the way we relate to it. Science meets all these criteria. Science is specifically a very narrowly defined genre of performance art. The style of truth it seeks to explore and expose is a very particular kind of truth, that is, empirical confidence. Experimentation is performance, and publishing is, well, like publishing, and people reference it to assert the truth of their claims about the world, just like they do with other forms of art. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, now that I've said that, you're probably thinking it's really annoying when people say, I know what you're thinking, as a rhetorical device to insert arguments into the other person's mouth. Well, that's what I'd be thinking right now. But the thing I was worried that you'd be thinking before I was worried you'd be thinking that is, science is different. It's objective and rigorous. Artists just make things up. You can't cite art for what's true. And like, yeah, if you're trying to establish specific truths about the observable world, surrealism isn't a really good place to start. And in many cases, specific scientific work has been done to confirm or refute arguments made by artists because they're part of the same system. The way that humans pursue and communicate understanding is art. Different kinds of art are better for different kinds of understanding. A poem would probably do a bad job of identifying and communicating the genetic makeup of a potato. A scientific study is going to do a terrible job of identifying and communicating the nuances of my personal feelings about having a physical body. Different genres are good at different things. The sciences are genres of art. And so like maybe this is a whole other video, but scientists should really take the aesthetic presentation of their findings a lot more seriously. Remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, spray paint my name on the side of buses, and encode the URL of my website into the DNA of a potato. Bye. Alright, you can shut it off now.